morning or good afternoon or whatever it is for you. Welcome to, I guess it's our first snow day in 2014. So we are going to try this video format for lectures. Okay, so we have been talking last week about perpendicular and parallel. That was the thing we stopped on as the week ended. So I was going to open the class with this example: find the line perpendicular to the line y equals 4x minus 7 through the point 3, 6. And so what we have right here is this guy is the slope. So the new slope is minus 1 over 4. Okay, and as far as showing your work, this is perfectly fine. I just want to see that you're communicating with me about what it is that you're doing. Alright, so if you choose to use the point slope form of the line, you just pop everything in and you're done, because I didn't say what format to use. But most people will choose y equals mx plus b, and then you will put the y in for y, the m, the x, and the b. And I don't know if anybody in this class has trouble with red. I'm going to just switch to blue. Isn't that cool? Okay. So I'm going to just say 6 is equal to minus 3/4 plus b, then 6.75 equals b, and then y equals mx plus b. One advantage with pre-recording is you don't have to watch me draw grids of things. Okay, so here's a question. How come I used decimal here and a fraction here? Completely random. It doesn't matter. You can use decimal in both places or fractions in both places. But I did want to give you some examples. Your answers always have to be exact unless stated. Now if it's a word problem and there's units, then you can assume that I want 4 places after the decimal. But if it's a pure problem, then you're going to be expected to give exact answers, although the worst you're going to lose is a point on a whole problem, and often not even that. Okay, what if you have pi as an answer? So a typical answer for pi will be 3.1416. Is this right? No. Have I ever taken off? Maybe occasionally. But it's technically not right. Okay, square root of 2. 1.4142. No, this is not exact. 1/7. 0.1429. No, this is not exact. Okay, but 1/7, you're now coming into the world of rational numbers, and they can all be represented somehow exactly using decimals, because you just need to use this repeat fraction bar, and now it's exact. Okay, so anytime you have a fraction and you really, I have some person last year who never wanted to use anything but repeating decimals. Okay, that's fine. You just do it correctly. What if it's a third and you take a whole bunch of 3's and go like that? That's actually not right, even if you make the string really, really long. But you don't need to make the string really long, just put a bar over it, then it's okay. And what about a quarter? I mean, something like that. Anything. Whoops, why did I do that? I'm just being silly. Okay, this is correct. So here's a rule. If your fraction has just 2 to some power and 5 to some other power, it could be anything up top. It could be, 17 for all I care. Some quantity, which is an integer. Integer up here, and the denominator 2 to some power, 5 to some other power. That will terminate exactly. Any other time, you're going to want to use a fraction bar to make it exact. Okay, on to the next topic. Next question. Find the line parallel to a given line going through a given point. And in that case, here is your slope. It's 3. And then we just do, again, you know what? You can just do y minus y1 equals mx minus x1 Why am I doing it this way? I never do it this way. I always do mx plus b, but I'm done. I can train myself to do something different. Okay, if you do it the other way, y equals mx plus b format, the answer, you can just do it yourself and stop the video and see if this is what you get. Okay, next question. School district purchases a printer for $24,000. They keep it for 10 years and claim it'll be worth $2,000 then. Write an equation to represent this. All you have to do is say at time 0, the printer is $24,000 and at 10 years it's worth $2,000. Find the line. This is straight line depreciation. We just go ahead and do this, and I would let you do this in class if we were in class and had time. x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's see, I have change in y minus change in x. So you think, oh, it's just 22,000, but it's in a negative direction. So you get rid of one of the zeros. Then you have y equals mx plus b. And I may as well use the first point because it just looks nicer. I mean, gives you, this is the y-intercept already, but let's say you didn't figure that out. Then you put in 24,000 is equal to, oh, slope times 0 is 0, okay, plus b. So you already know that's the y-intercept. If you didn't, now you do. Okay, and we'll go on to the next video soon.